Hi everyone, welcome to this session of the Tiger Academy, US Stock Financial Statements for Beginners. In our previous lesson, we've identified 4 industries in the US stock market that are worth watching. They are IT, energy, healthcare, and consumer staples. In this class, I'm going to teach you how to select stocks using our core method. You see, Mr. Qingwei Chen, Tiger's Global Investment and Research Director, is very good at picking stocks. He has summarized a 3-step approach to stock selection, which can hopefully help you identify leading companies in these 4 industries. Some of you may ask, what is a leading company? A leading company is a company with greater influence and competitiveness compared to its competitors in the market. Simply put, a leading company is like the top player in an industry in all aspects. Identifying these top players is the key to picking the right investments. Some may wonder, how do we find them? There are so many companies in the market. Many of them are decent-sized. Aren't we trying to find a needle in a haystack? It's actually quite simple. Let me show you how this 3-step approach works. First, identify healthy companies. Here, healthy companies are those with healthy financials, stable cash flows, and sizable income. I'll use Amazon in the IT industry as an example. We view a company with high profitability and low debt-to-asset ratio as having healthy financials. From the perspective of profitability, Amazon's net income, total revenue, and operating profit were all growing steadily year by year between 2017 and 2021. From the perspective of liabilities, Amazon's debt-to-asset ratio has been on the decline over the year, and its liabilities have remained steady. As Amazon's profitability has improved gradually and its debt ratio has fallen gradually over the past 5 years, we view the company as having good financial health. As for cash flow, we measure a company's cash flow stability by its operating cash flow on the cash flow statements. Amazon's operating cash flow has risen steadily between 2017 and 2021, meaning its disposable funds were increasing. But in 2021, there was a sharp decline, so we need to find more detailed data in the earnings report to determine the reasons of the decline. Over the past 5 years, Amazon's cash flow has been relatively healthy. As for income, we can look at the company's market cap and total revenue. As of the date of this recording, Amazon's market cap stood at $1.15 trillion, several times the size of Alibaba and JD.com. Moreover, its total revenue was an impressive $469.8 billion in 2021. According to our data, this was the highest level among global internet retailers of the 5th year in a row. However, a company's current health alone isn't enough to decide whether it is a good target for investment, as it does not reflect the company's future or growth potential. Without growth potential, even a top company can quickly lose its position in a competitive market. So, how can we measure a company's growth potential? Here comes the second step: identifying companies with strong growth potential. A company's growth potential refers to its growth in revenue and earnings. We can analyze a company's revenue growth by the year-over-year trend of total revenue in its financial reports. Similarly, we can analyze its earning growth by trends of its net and operating profits. That is, we can simply look at a company's trend lines. We can see from the charts that all indicators declined YoY between 2018 and 2019, but recovered gradually between 2019 and 2021. We suggest that you lengthen the time span from 5 years to 10 years in such a case. And if the data show an upward trend in general, it means the company has good growth potential. There is a third, more qualitative principle based on the company's economic moat. Warren Buffett often uses this principle in addition to the 2 quantitative principles from before. So, the natural question is, how do we identify a company with an economic moat? In Qingwei Chen's words, a company has an economic moat when it has strong brand equity, high technological barriers, or absolute pricing power. Still unclear? Let's look at a concrete example. Do you guys still remember the long queue outside Apple stores whenever a new product is launched? Apple fans are so dedicated to Apple products that they would queue up overnight to buy the company's latest offerings. And this is an indication of the company's brand equity. Companies with strong brand equity will have natural advantage in market competition. And the stronger the brand equity, the more likely it is for consumers to prefer the company over competition. In addition to corporate reputation, brand equity can strengthen user loyalty. Some of you using the iPhone 13 may have already started using iOS system in the era of the iPhone 4S. Without knowing, you may have already become reliant on the color schemes and functionalities of the Apple smartphones. Naturally, you will follow or buy its new products every time there is a new release. Some even say that they have lost interest in other brands after getting used to the Apple system. Next, let's talk about the pricing power of a product. The concept is simple. For example, if I know people like my products enough, I can sell it at whatever price I want. In other words, no matter how much I sell it for, users will accept it. And this is the pricing power of a product. Strong brand equity will give a company better pricing power. Such companies can bring up prices when costs are higher, and consequently pass the additional costs onto the downstream consumers without affecting their sales volume. A company with strong pricing power can basically have it all in the market. Moat is a very important metric when picking the right companies. The investment market is defined by the game of winner takes all. So, only companies with the strongest brand equity, highest product barriers, and the most technological patents will be able to dominate the market and make money consistently. Apple in the hardware industry and Microsoft in the software industry are examples of wide moat companies. And these are also our targets. That brings us to the end of this session. By using our three-step approach to stock selection, you will be able to identify the top players in an industry by searching for those with good financial health, high growth potential, and wide economic moats. Specifically, a company's financial health is indicated by its market cap, revenue and profit disclosed in its financial reports. By comparing these data among companies within the same industry, those ranking highest will be considered the top players. Companies with high growth potential are those with high revenue and earning growth. Similarly, a company with a wide economic moat are the preferred choices for investment. Here is a mind map of what we've just talked about. And I'm sure you will master our three-step approach to stock selection in no time. These metrics can be found on our Tiger Trade app. You can try them out on your companies of interest. We now have covered the 2 sessions related to stock selection based on financial reports. In the next class, we'll discuss how to best take advantage of financial reports in trading. See you next time!